everybody, it's Josh and welcome to a brand new journey and welcome to another video. And today we're here at Busch Gardens Tampa to talk everything Howl-O-Scream. There has been so much happening with this event and it hasn't even started yet. There are some negative changes. There are some changes that are affecting those who have been casted for roles already. There is staffing issues and so much more that I really want to talk about. Also, it looks like a lot more stuff has been going up around the park for Howl-O-Scream, whether it be lighting or just more decor. But seeing everything around the park kind of scares me a little bit because it brings to the point of what's being taken away and what may or may not be replacing it. But I'm actually standing in front of a scare zone right now that y'all know as JunkYard. And I have a feeling that it's returning, but it's returning with more junk in the yard. But with that being said, if you guys are ready to go on this Howl-O-Scream informational-filled journey, let's go. So I did forget that today also starts Beer Fest, which is running now through September 4th. I won't be showing any of that in today's video. I won't even be like trying anything for that in this video. However, I will be coming back and hopefully doing a full video on Beer Fest. This is all Howl-O-Scream, baby, today. So it looks like they will be having live music for Beer Fest here under the Coke canopy, but they are hard at work building this facade for what seems to be a brand new show coming to Howl-O-Scream this year. So maybe before we get into the negatives of what's going on with Howl-O-Scream this year, let's get into the positives. So there will be 26 event nights for Howl-O-Scream this year, including what I believe is their very first Tuesday for this event, which is Halloween night. There will be 5 haunted houses this year, 1 brand new, 4 returning. There will be 6 scare zones for this year's event, 2 brand new, 1 rethemed, and 3 returning. I'm excited. It seems like there's a lot of new stuff for the event this year, and I don't like repeats all the time. So to see new stuff coming to the event is really nice, because I enjoy Howl-O-Scream. There will be 5+ themed bars and or food booths. That's exciting for me. You know I love to try food wherever I go, whatever event it may be. I want to try a food and sometimes a beverage. I'm not a huge alcohol guy, but I'll try it if I can. Also, there are 3 shows coming to the event this year. There is 1 brand new show which is taking over Gwazi Field where Fiends was last year. Yes, unfortunately, Fiends is done. Fiends was literally its last ride last year. There is 2 returning shows as of right now for Howl-O-Scream 2023. I do not know the names of the shows, but I have a feeling, I have a really good feeling that it is Cirque Extreme and the Rolling Bones. Because first off, Rolling Bones is it's an amazing show. I love it. It literally has the hype that it needs around it. Maybe it should have a little more hype, but also it gives you something to do when you're sitting in Dragonfire just trying to cool off, not get scared. And I mean, awesome music, right? But Cirque Extreme, I have a feeling is coming back because Cirque Electric has returned for summer nights and for the summertime event. And normally those two kind of clash together. But I don't quite know yet. Obviously, when I get updated, you guys will be updated right away. But let's move on, walk around the park a little bit, and see what more we have for Howl-O-Scream updates. So, like I said in my last video, that was just the Sesame Street area, and it looks like a scare zone from last year is returning, which is Beyond the Veil. I kind of like that area better for that scare zone because it was really nice to see it spread out like it is. So I can't wait to see them fill it with scare actors, fog, and lighting, because it already looks really, really cool. It's not as compact like it was last year. Just got confirmation without getting confirmation. Raven's Mill will be returning to this year's event. They haven't even announced that yet, so I'm about to go home and break the news. And I said this in my last video last week. It looked like this was returning because of the pumpkins. So that's really cool to see that in person. Alrighty, so we are now back over here by Stanley Falls. In last week's video when I came here, this was up already, but it's seeming like they finally started to add lighting up here on the tops of these here, and they've actually started to cover up the werewolves, because when I was here last week, they were literally uncovered and just out in the open. Now, without actually knowing what's going to be here this year, I want to say that it is a returning scare zone known as the Shortcut. Now, you can disagree with me on what I think it's going to be, but with every element that is out right now in this scare zone, it leads me to think it is the Shortcut once again. I mean, we literally have the graveyard scattered along here. I'll show you in a second. We got a headstone here. We have stuff over in this corner here. We even have more headstones right here. So, I mean, without me even saying anything, you could agree with me. Now, let's head into Jungala and talk about our first negative change that is happening to this year's event. So when I was here last week, I was really wondering as to why there was nothing being set up for Howl-O-Scream at all in this area whatsoever, and it was so empty, and I thought it was literally only because of the Summer Nights photo op that's right here. But it just doesn't make sense, because there are photo ops everywhere around this park, and they're still setting up for Howl-O-Scream in those areas. But this is where the first change comes into play for this year's event. As of a few days ago, a lot of scare actors who were casted for this role got told their part no longer exists. And that is because the Scare Zone Skeleton Crew got cut for Howl-O-Scream 2023. Now, Skeleton Crew, if you don't remember, is like the pirate-themed Scare Zone that's in this area, and they have like the big like octopus tentacles out, and you're like trying to kill the octopus or whatever. But yeah, that Scare Zone is cut for Howl-O-Scream this year, and they literally didn't find out till like a few days ago, which sucks because there's literally only 2 months till this event, and rehearsals start mid-August, so I don't know what they're gonna do. So I would like to be the first one that I know of to confirm that I was correct on where Big Ed's Demolition Derby Scare Zone is going to be. And it is going to be at You Banga Banga Bumper Cars, just like I thought. So it's gonna take over the bumper car zombies, the bumper car clowns. Now it's Demolition Derby. And I'll read you the description of the scare zone right now. Step into the twisted and adrenaline-fueled world of Big Ed's Demolition Derby. He has pulled together some of the roughest, toughest, and meanest baddies from all over Howl-O-Scream and brought them here to compete. But there's always room for some surprise guests. Step up and see how long you can survive and navigate this automotive nightmare. So we are now over here in Pantopia, and the first thing I see right off the bat is the coaster's gone. Sand Serpent is no longer. The only thing left is the photo booth building. That is insane. That was so quick. So the whole area from here to where Phoenix was, to where the airplanes are, is completely closed down. Insane. But I do want to say that since we're in this area, Busch Gardens has announced that the Residents Holiday Layover is returning for this year's Howl-O-Scream event.
It doesn't matter if you've been naughty or nice.
Now, since we are in Pantopia, and this is normally where they either have a scare zone or they have roaming hordes, I'm here with yet another negative impact and change coming to this year's event. So, from what I know and what my sources have told me, Busch Gardens has gotten rid of almost every roaming horde they've ever had. And I believe they have now gotten rid of the camo creep horde, which are the little bush people that hide in the bushes, which makes Howl-O-Scream iconic. So getting rid of all of that, I think, is a super bad change. And that means anybody casted for that role now has no place to be except for a house, if that's an option for them. We are now just right outside of the backside of the animal care center. This is where they've had little nightmares. This is where they had the shortcut last year. I'm not seeing anything for this event going up at all at the moment, but that doesn't mean anything. I do see like a lighting structure like right out there, but that could just be for normal lighting that they have. I don't see anything that really like sticks out to me that would make it seem like it's for Howl-O-Scream. So we are right outside of the Nairobi train station, and this area is very interesting to me because, if you guys know, this is the big prop that they had for Voodoo the past few years it's been here. Now, this is the next negative change that has happened to this year's event. Unfortunately, Voodoo has been cut as a scare zone for this year's Howl-O-Scream 2023. Now, don't ask me why they're doing all these cuts and changes to the event so late in the planning phase, because I don't know. I think it's such a dumb idea, but that now serves as two completely open spots for Howl-O-Scream, which I think is a terrible idea. I really hope they have a backup plan, knowing that they've changed so late into the planning phase for the event. So, no Voodoo, no skeleton crew, no hordes, no camo crew. I don't know what's going on, but it's not looking good. So as we walk through Penguin Pathway, which is right outside of the Penguins, I have heard that this is where the Scare Zone Sin City Zombies will be for this year's event. On the outskirts of the Vegas Strip lies a small town that is home to some of the best entertainers to ever live, and is overrun by zombies who ran rampant. Try your luck and hope your number wins, because this is one town you don't want to lose in. Now, this is the Scare Zone I told you guys I was not happy about at all. So to have this in this area, I don't know how well it's going to work. It didn't work for Beyond the Veil because it was too small, and they're trying to do some Vegas type scare zone. I don't think it's going to work out like they hoping, unless they literally use from this point here all the way down. But I don't see that happening, not with how this year's event is going so far, and it hasn't even started. Now I'm standing right in front of the Moroccan Palace, and for some reason it does not look like they're going to be doing anything with this area again. Like, Voodoo was here at one point, and they had the Day of the Dead zone, but doesn't look like anything for this year. I mean, I see some lighting going up here, but I don't know if that's for the event. It could just be to light the building. I'm not too sure. Alrighty, so future Josh here. I forgot while I was at the park to go step over by Cheetah Hunt, where the Stranglewood haunted house is for Howl-O-Scream, to do the official announcement that it will be returning to this year's event. Now, also in last week's video, I did say that the old location for Deathwater Bayou will be the new house, which is D.H. Bagham's Fear Circus. Alrighty, so the rain is coming. I literally am hearing thunder like crazy. I saw some lightning. I feel some dribbles. Let's get back home to the studio and we'll talk more about Howl-O-Scream and all the changes and things happening for this year's event. But on the other hand, it looks really sunny on this side. And then you look over there and it's all gloomy and gross. Gotta love Florida. Alrighty, Busch Gardens, it's been real. See you soon. Time to go home. Alrighty, so I've made it back home. Don't mind the hat hair. I literally was just trying to get home to beat the rain and be able to finish the video. So, hearing and seeing all the stuff happening with Howl-O-Scream Busch Gardens Tampa this year, I'm kind of scared for the event. I'm not going to lie to you guys. At first, when I was hearing things kind of being speculated and thrown around, I was like, this could be a really good year for Howl-O-Scream. They can literally like revive themselves from having the bad years that they've had in the past few years. But with them cutting the hordes, the camo creeps, 2 scare zones, and really just trying to move people around last minute, doesn't seem like it's going to work out very well. But this brings me to my last negative impact on this topic completely. Howl-O-Scream has not been able to hire enough staff as of right now to actually cover the event like it's supposed to be, which is scary to me. As a former scare actor, when you do not have enough people staffed, whether that be stage managers, scare actors, house attendants, anything of the sorts, when you don't have enough people staffed, the event crumbles. And I really don't want to see that happen this year at Busch Gardens at all. Like, I really want this event to succeed. I want to be able to have my home park have one of the best Halloween events ever. But the way we're looking at it, we're just going downhill instead of uphill. Take everything that I say with a grain of salt, and these are all things that I was told, and it was like hearsay. It may not be true. Some of it may not be true. But for the most part, from what I've been hearing, it is pretty accurate. So, I don't know. I hope Busch Gardens blows everybody out of the water with this event this year and proves that the things they are doing and the last minute changes that they have for this event were for a good reason and not for a terrible like budget cut type reasoning. Because if it was for a budget cut reasoning, I don't know, maybe cut the event short, or maybe don't have the event. Unfortunately, like, that's not something I want to say, but maybe just don't have the event. Maybe look at your budget books and you know, really talk with your team and try again next year. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. Howl-O-Scream Busch Gardens Tampa Bay 2023 construction update. And then just updates overall. I will be back out there probably in 2 or 3 weeks. I leave for Ohio next Friday for my big Beyond the Journey road trip. So there may be some updates along the way, but this is what I have for you right now. If you guys did enjoy the video and found the information in this video to be very helpful, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And guys, you can finally become a member of the Journey. There's different tiers. I think it's $2.99, $5.99, and $9.99. All of them come with specific perks and special exclusive content that I've been working on behind the scenes a lot. But all that money that comes from the Journey memberships all go right back into the channel. So, but that being said, I'll see you guys in the next Journey. Peace.